Dear Tencent or Teamy or whoever's developing Arena of Valor right now, let me introduce myself. My name is Jano. My friends usually call me Mr. Anjay down here on my YouTube channel. So in this video, this is just for you guys, just for our beloved developers. This isn't us complaining. We simply want to give you our aspirations, our ideas, our intentions, our wish list, our concerns about Arena of Valor. Why? Because obviously we love your game, otherwise we wouldn't bother doing so. So hopefully somebody on the development team can have a look at this and, you know, consider our requests. And, you know, it would be even better if someone can send us a small response, just a small gesture. Say hi, say we're actually listening to you guys. You know, that will make us feel a lot better. So I'm really hoping that something like that might happen. Okay, just a little introduction for my Indonesian viewers. Oke teman-teman, gue udah ngumpulin semua comments kalian dan gue actually bakal bacain satu-satu semuanya. Ini video bakal panjang, lo nggak perlu tonton videonya sampai habis tentunya, karena ini videonya bukan buat kalian, nggak usah ngeliat. Ini videonya buat developer kita. Lagi-lagi kalau kalian ngerasa ini sesuatu yang bagus, tolong banget like supaya ini muncul di explore orang juga, biar muncul di explore orang-orang AOV juga gitu kan. Nggak juga nggak apa-apa. Dan buat yang pertama kali datang, welcome ke channel gue dan silakan subscribe apabila kalian suka sama konten-konten gue. Okay, back to English. Alright, so basically I actually posted this yesterday, 24 hours ago, and the response was amazing. We have just about 300 suggestions. That's quite a lot. This is the list. Now, first of all, before I go to my friends' comments, I'm gonna start with my own wish list. I use where's my device? I use the state-of-the-art iPad, the iPad Mini 5. I got the latest iPad Pro, I got the latest iPad Air. Actually, I don't have the latest iPad Air, but I've tried AOV with it. And you guys haven't removed the limitation to use high frame rate mode on the very far view distance. What you put that 2 years ago when there was maybe the iPad Mini 2 and like the 2017 iPads and stuff like that. So please remove that. It's about time, and it's not difficult. It's like literally just one code. Boom, remove limitation for no high frame rate mode for the newer tablets for iOS devices. So that's my wish list number 1. Right. Number 2, if you guys want your game to be more publicized, if you want it to be let's say more popular, you want it to be more viral, you want more content to be made, you want more shares on social media, you need to make it so that we can automatically have recordings of our games without having to record our screen. Now, my next point is about your report feature. With all due respect, your report feature sucks. It sucks. I mean, it really does suck. It totally sucks. I mean, I don't know why it's there. It's like it's just there so that people think that there's a good report system, but you know it's no good. It's no good. I mean, you have algorithms behind it, but it's not working. I mean, as far as for AFKing people, that works fine. For reporting griefers, for reporting trolls, for reporting toxicity, for reporting verbal abuse, your system is terrible. You need to fix that because that's killing the game. I have so many friends who have quit the game because of toxicity. And to be honest, it's not that hard to do. I mean, you can implement something as simple as filter keywords. So when you see the word fuck you on chat and somebody reports that person for being toxic or verbal abuse, and then you can actually check the chat, compare it with your list of toxic words, and boom, Riot has League of Legends, and I think Tencent owns Riot, correct me if I'm wrong, but over there, if you are toxic, you're banned for life. I mean, first offense, you can't chat for maybe 15 minutes, and then it's 1 day, 3 days, and then boom, you're banned until the year 2200, if I'm not mistaken. So permanent ban or permanent chat ban. Do that in AOV. Make it so that AOV isn't toxic, man. That'll keep people staying. What I'm saying is, think about it this way. Think about it this way. The fact that there's so many toxic people here, it's causing players to quit. So you got two choices here. You make the toxic people leave, or you let the toxic people stay and they make other people leave. It's your choice. Think about that. Alright, next one. Most of your new skins, they involve a lot of gambling, but by the way, there's a lot of kids doing this, so it's kind of not fair that, you know, they gotta gamble. You guys need to be more transparent with how the gambling system works. What's the actual percentage chance of you getting what you're going after? And this is a serious issue. This is a serious issue because governments are cracking down on this, and you know that. In America, in China, they're forcing you guys to actually, you know, either you transparently let people know the actual percentage chance of you getting that item that you're going after, or some governments even ban it completely. And to be honest, nobody likes that system. I mean, I know it's a moneymaker, I know, but it's also making people quit. So, you know, think about it. Think about it. We like fixed skin prices, even if it's expensive. Some of the skins cost quite a lot, but I don't care because I know for this amount of money, I'm gonna get the skin. So I prefer that. A lot of players prefer that. They do prefer that. They don't mind. If it's expensive, it's expensive. But I don't want to buy a Talana's Fee X1 skin and find out it's a Fee X10. If you get the joke. Like, you know, like some people get it for 1,000 vouchers. I got it for 4,000. My girlfriend got it for like 4,000 something. So, you know, this gambling thing, it's just go away with it. I mean, I don't know if you've noticed, but like literally everyone in the gaming scene hates microtransactions. They hate this whole gambling crate, gacha systems. Just make it transparent. If it costs a lot, make it cost a lot, but we know the price so we can calculate our budget. Yo, we're not millionaires, man. So we need to plan what we can spend. So if it's expensive, it's expensive, but we actually want a fixed price. We want it. This is the gamer's aspiration. Listen to us if you want. If you don't want to, like, it's up to you. The spectator bug. You already know about it, so I don't need to say too much about it. You're gonna fix it. I know you're gonna fix it, so. Alright, for players who have been in AOV for quite a long time, remove the limitation on the bag space. I'm having a hard time managing my inventory. I gotta like delete items, open all these little bags so that I can get more items. I mean, this is minor, but like for players who have been here for a while, it gets really annoying. So like, can you just fix that? Like, it's just really annoying, and it doesn't make sense. And it's an easy fix. Just remove the bag limitation space. Alright, I'm gonna go back to the whole toxicity thing. I have some ideas that might work. Toxic players are always toxic. They always get reported, you know, so we know who the toxic players are. So I'm proposing, and this is something really amazing. I think it's really amazing because it's a system that hasn't been implemented by any MOBA yet. You could be the first, you know, and you could implement it in all your other games, you know, just like give me some money for it. I'm just kidding, you don't have to give me money, but like that would be nice. Or free skins, I don't care. Why don't you implement a system where you have a toxicity rating, right? So for example, if a person is really toxic, like if they get reported a lot for toxicity, their rating goes down. So let's say they start at 100 and then they can go down to a 50 and under 50 and so on. And then normal players have an option to automatically mute players who are under a certain toxicity level. So for example, if I'm a toxic and I have a toxicity rating of under 50, players who hate toxic players can automatically mute me. They have a setting in their settings panel that says, I don't want to listen to toxic players. Boom, you know, suddenly we don't have to have that anymore. So that's an idea. Think about it. It can be implemented. It's not too difficult, and I think it might work. Alright, my next point. This has to do with AFK players. And you know, it's a 5v5 game. 4v5 sucks. You'll lose if it's a 4v5. But I have an idea. Why not give an opportunity to abandon the match if someone's AFK early on? I mean, don't give an extra star for the opposing team, but maybe give them extra gems or gold or whatever incentive. But like, let the game just be cancelled out then and there. Why? Because people get frustrated when they lose if someone's AFK, and I know some people quit because of this, so why not? You know, it's not something that's too hard to implement. Now, this should only be implemented early game, because obviously this can be abused if someone goes AFK mid-game, you know, mid-game AFK because their team is losing, and then you don't want that to happen. You don't want people to forfeit and not lose their star because they abuse the system and just go AFK on purpose. But what you can do is, why not you improve the AFK AI, the AFK artificial intelligence who plays that character? Why don't you give us more control over it? And I have a good idea for that. I have a really, really good idea for that. For example, let's say my archer, let's say Yorn goes AFK, because we know Yorn always goes AFK first. I'm just kidding. Sorry, Yorn players. But why not you give the control panel to one of the players? I would say give the player with the highest star rating plus brave points on the team control over the AFK player. Nothing too complex. Simply something like, you see a control panel where it says Yorn is AFK, and then you can assign Yorn to a certain lane, Abyssal lane, mid lane, or Dark Slayer lane, and then you can control the behavior. So you select the lane and then the behavior, aggressive or defensive. If it's aggressive, Yorn is gonna push all the way, all the time. If it's defensive, he's gonna stay in his tower and only clear the creeps. And then you can switch through that anytime you want. The player that controls this AFK player can keep clicking those switches when he should go aggressive or defensive. So for example, if it's time for him to push, if it's safe for him to push, click aggressive and he'll actually push the tower, because that player knows that it's safe to push. But if it's not, he clicks defensive. Brilliant, right? Like, that will make it so that if there's an AFK player, it doesn't really have that much of an impact. Think of an old school real-time strategy game. Think Warcraft 1 or StarCraft. It's basically controlling another unit. It works. It actually works. Just think of a way to do it, and you can actually make your game amazing. Next, what if the person who AFKs is a jungler? That's a big problem. We need punish. We need that punish skill to be able to actually jungle. I would like to recommend that if early on a player AFKs and he is a jungler, and if the team decides not to forfeit based on the previous recommendation, I would like to recommend that one of the players can decide to take the punish skill and take over the jungler role. But this is not as important as being able to forfeit and not lose stars, but it's an idea, and it might work. I really hate people who cheat on queues, and this still happens. And the problem is, it's very easy to find out when you're actually queued together. In case you don't know what I'm talking about, and if players are viewing this, I'm sure developers know, but if players are viewing this, I can queue 3s and my friend can queue 2s, right? And you put your phones together. You make sure you see that the queue pops up at the exact same second, and that means that you're queued together. So essentially, you have a 5-man team, a coordinated 5-man team who practice together, who are very good players, and you're gonna actually play against a random 3-person and 2-person team who are not that well coordinated. So fix that. How can you fix this? Pretty simple. Just make it so that when you actually pop into a queue, randomize the seconds a bit. So let's say I'm the 3s, the other guy's the 2s. Make it so that it doesn't actually pop up at the exact same time. These 3 pop up first, and then these 2 pop up 5 seconds later. That way they don't actually know if they're actually queued on the same game. Could you make it so that we have a way to quickly switch between our targeting modes, as in do we want to target the lowest HP percentage, or the nearest foe? Can we just make a small button like how you do the rally thing, like how you do the rally retreat attack thing? Because that would be really useful, because like sometimes I want to attack the opponent closest to me, and sometimes I want to attack the lowest HP, sometimes I want to attack the lowest HP percentage. This would increase the skill cap and how well we can control our heroes in AOV. I think it's a good idea. Think about it. Alright, this is my last idea before I go on to my friends' ideas, to my viewers' ideas. Can you make it so that we can skip the tutorial completely for new players? Because, like, believe it or not, most MOBA players, they know how to play MOBA. So, like, just give an option to just completely forgo it. Alright, next we have 300 comments from my friends on YouTube and Instagram. Are you ready for it? Please take your time to listen. Please do, because these are valuable input from people who play your game.